and go to the psych ward. They were like, Mr. Armstrong, you've been here a ton of times. What could you possibly say to us to make us think you're serious about staying clean this time? And I was like, I'm not here to detox. I have a plan to step in front of a train.
Well, I found myself at the Huntington City Mission, homeless on parole, completely addicted to heroin.
I have a daughter. She seen me under the influence of heroin at a public event, and how I was so out of my mind that I even actually urinated for myself. My daughter seen that.
I went to my parole officer and I cried to her and I told her I don't have anyone left at all. She said, you got me, JP, and she reached across the table and she gave me a fist bump. All that mattered was I at least have one person, and that gave me some hope.
It really took me going to prison for the 4th time to really do the inner work I needed to do, to find freedom. I'll never forget laying on a bunk bed and saying to myself, I needed to make some changes in my life.
Recovery from addiction takes place in basically 2 phases. The first phase entails what I call stabilizing a patient. This often, but not always, involves medication. So the first step of recovery is stabilization. At least the person is standing still, working on getting the rest of his or her life in order. But then you have to draw the lens out further. So you've got someone who's stable, they're certainly not in withdrawal, but their life isn't really much better. And they don't see much of a future for themselves. And someone like that is at risk for relapsing.
So I took advantage of every single program available while I was in prison. That really helped me to deal with a lot of my raw human emotions that I suppressed with alcohol and other drugs, and do the inner work I needed to do in order to heal.
Once I got out, started working, met a great girl. I was a cook at a really nice seafood restaurant.
I've been doing stand-up for just over 8 years now. I got into it kind of on a whim. I've always wanted to do it.
After I got myself together and I got sober, I developed and created a sober living program.
The thing about medically assisted treatment is that there are some people that is as good as it's going to get for them. I don't see it helping the epidemic because these doctors that prescribe it, that's their go-to now. There's no, hey, can we try to get this person, regular treatment first?
Fortunately, the route that I was given an opportunity to take did not involve replacing one substance with another. I don't want to just be clean and sober. To me, that's not recovery.
One program that helped me the most was a drug treatment program within the prison. So after I finished the program, they hired me to be a peer mentor and helping other inmates that was incarcerated with me to deal with their recovery. And it gave me a sense of purpose.
A very important part of treatment and rehabilitation is getting a person back to work. Work is so important as therapy. It provides a sense of purpose. It keeps people busy.
Well, I'm a full-time father. I work full-time as a peer recovery specialist.
Today I'm a certified addiction recovery coach.
My life is entirely all about family and work.
Everyone expected me to die a junkie's death. But today I'm a productive member of society, I'm a father, and I do my best to try to lead those kids down a way to where they know that they can talk about anything that's going on with them.